In last week's video we could see how I gave new life for this old chuck, and things went a lot easier than I thought they would go, so that's good news. And the plan for this week was to continue working on this thing, make some kind of support to hold it in place, but it's not gonna happen. And there are two reasons for that. The first reason is that I did spend a lot of time at the tram depot itself. Of course, this chuck is for the tram, but I did spend a lot of time over there to work on this little digger and its trailer, making the hitch bar and welding on the hitch pin and making some other things. The result is that I don't have home shop time left. And the second reason is that I want to make the support out of this piece of rusty steel here. And before I do whatever operation, first I need to clean it up. What I do, of course, with the angle grinder. And it is well known that working with an angle grinder always makes a terrible mess, especially to take off old rusty things. And that I really don't want to do inside here in my workshop. Which means cleaning this thing is an outdoor activity. But today it is raining, and let's not forget that I do this just for fun. And working in the rain isn't fun at all. And electrical machines in the rain could even be dangerous. So now I suppose you understand why in this video there will be no machining, because of no time left. And it rains. I know that some YouTubers make videos in advance, several days, maybe sometimes several weeks in advance. They have the video ready to go, or at least the footage. And that is exactly what I don't do. What you see in my videos is what I made during the week, that's all. This week I made nothing, so in this video I can show you nothing. And talking about making videos for YouTube, maybe I can show you a little bit the gear I'm using to do so. It could maybe be interesting for other YouTube creators, or maybe if one day you want to start yourself, start, hesitate and go for it. Because when I started my YouTube channel, I made all my videos using this photographic camera. And the video quality was more than okay-ish to start with. But the big problem was the sound. And now I can't use it anymore because of the little battery that goes in here is a little bit swollen up and it doesn't fit inside anymore. So this one doesn't work anymore. It's a little bit pretty because sometimes I still use it because it is very small and I can screw it on something and fix it, and this is really handy. So if you want to start cheap photo camera, it works. But still I had a problem with the sound quality. And then I bought this thing. This is a Sony handycam, about 200 euros, so it's not really expensive. And what I like about this one is that you open it up, start filming. There is no settings you can change, nothing at all. The files are MP4, so that's good, that's what we use for YouTube. And this little screen you can turn around, so you can film yourself and see yourself at the same time. So this is really handy. And the sound and video quality of this thing, for the price I paid, good enough. But after 5 years plus using this thing, it is completely worn. This protection thingy on the objective doesn't work very well anymore. And I suppose one day I was welding and my camera was a bit too close, and there is a little welding BB that damaged the the lens here. So every footage you see filmed with this camera, there is this dot in the screen, and because I knew it, I always try to put the dot in a dark spot so you don't see it too much. And the little screw on the bottom to put it on a tripod is starting to breaking out, so one day it's gonna fall out. Okay. Now this thing is completely worn. It doesn't hold memory. There is not good contact anymore between the SIM, no, not the SIM card, between this little card in here. So I have a lot of problems using this one. I needed something new. So I started looking around for a new handycam, and because I was really happy with this Sony little cam, I wanted something similar, or even better, same, but it doesn't exist anymore. And in the meanwhile, I needed to make videos with the camera that doesn't work, so I used my phone. Now the problem with this little phone is of course that every time I want to film something, I have to take it out of this protection thing, and then when you start filming, now this is a iPhone number, I don't know what, it's an old one, the little camera here, but while filming I can see myself, so it was always a little bit guessing. And here again the video quality, okay, the sound quality not terrible. Now sometimes I use it in combination with the little handycam, and to hold it I made in sheet metal this little thing here that I can set on a tripod or whatever, hold the camera thing, and then my phone comes in here, and with a rubber band I'm gonna hold it in frame so you can see what's happening with a stupid cheap rubber band, and this thing works very well, and it is really small and lightweight, which makes it very handy to use to take some footage, for example above the USSR lathe. Let me show you. Now, as you can see, this is a very simple setup. I can take whatever angle I want here, and I will take it off so you can see better. I fixed this piece of wood on the ceiling, that's all. And then I used my made in Germany clamp, drilled a hole and bolted this little holder here, and that's how it works. As you can see, it doesn't take much to install a camera somewhere, just a little bit of imagination and creativity. Of course, I can also spin this thing to workshop direction and then film things all over there. Another situation where the small iPhone shines is of course with the indicator stand. I made this little bolt here that fits in whatever camera, like this one, and that of course also fits in my stand. and I'm ready to take whatever lathe shots. This idea also works very well here on the shaper, because that's how I make my slow motion shots. So using my phone worked a bit, but it wasn't really handy because I always have to take it out of this protection thing. And this is my daily use phone. It's old, but it works. And sometimes you receive a mail or message or something while filming. And I don't think it's really handy to use. Plus the sound wasn't great either. And because I couldn't find a really handycam like I wanted, I invested in this phone and also in two of these clamps to hold it in place. So instead of a camera, I bought a phone. Now this is an Android phone, there's no card in it. I only use it for filming. It's not even connected to the internet, nothing. Only filming. Now this one has of course more or less the same problems than my old iPhone. The video quality is very nice, really good, nothing to say. But one of the problems I have here is that the files are so heavy, it takes ages to load. And when I do editing work, it takes ages to render, to edit. It's not really easy. Now this thing has 3 cameras built in. I don't know why, but 3. There are 2 at the front. It looks like 3, but in fact there are 2. And then of course there's the selfie camera on the other side. This one I can't use because it flips the footage. What's on my left becomes right, and what you've got a point. So this one, pointless. On this side there is a wide angle and a, let's say, normal angle. Now the normal angle works really well, but it's a little bit too wide to my liking. This thing is filming too much. So maybe I could switch to the other camera. But the quality of the video is way less, and then I mean way less. And there is a delay between sound and image, so it's not usable. So from the 3 cameras, very nice, there's only one that works more or less okay-ish. Just like in my handycam, in this one there's also of course autofocus. In here, this one is really slow, and here it's very quick, and that's a bit a problem. For example, on the shaper, when the RAM is moving, this thing is always trying to focus. If I move my head left or right or front, back, this thing is always focusing, and in the total of the screen you see always advancing and going back and going. And it's very annoying to use. This one, because it's a way slower autofocus, it worked very well on the shaper and head movements. It's a bit annoying. As for the sound, I think it works really well. This thing gives a great sound. I never use external microphones because I think internal sounds more natural. External that you clip on microphone sounds way better, but you don't have this distance in the sound. I think this direct microphone is more natural. It's just that in here there is a built-in noise reduction, background noise reduction. And when it kicks in, the normal sound, for example when I'm talking, start to sound really weird. And that's something you see, you hear also in some other creators' videos. You can tell they use a phone to make their videos. But luckily one day I was able to find this second-hand camera And this one I think works really well. It gives nice video and the sound is good. It's a bit in the higher frequencies, it loses a bit, but still. And also the sound level is lower than other cameras. But I think I can work around with it. Of course, I have to learn to work a little bit better with it. But all in all, I'm really happy with this one. Now, a nice detail on this one is that you can change the files. I like to work in MP4 because that's what YouTube uses. And this was, I don't remember anymore, but I changed to MP4, and while editing I see that it's still the old format, so I don't know why it doesn't change, but whatever. Now this one is a Panasonic, and as you can see it also has this very handy little screen that you can turn around so I can see myself while filming. And to compare both cameras, I will put them side to side and take the same camera angle so we can see the difference between two. The distance between both cameras is about 300 millimeters, let's say 1 foot for the footers. And of course the distance, the depth is the same. And I managed to put them both here on my yellow bench grinder, and then on this side you can see the vise and you can see the difference in angle. Now as is, it doesn't look like much, but sometimes when you're filming closer it is much. And because I'm filming both at the same time, what we can do also is compare the sound they make. I am now at a distance of more or less 1 meter of both cameras. And here I'm more or less 3 meters from the cameras. And as you can hear, the sound is really dull and far away. And that's what I meant with depth in the sound. If you use these pin-up little microphones, you see it's far away, but you hear it's close by, and I think it's not really natural. And after all this blah blah, the good news is that it doesn't rain anymore. But now it's dark outside. That said, I want to apologize a little bit because there was no machining in this video. When I post something else, for example when I work with a digger, I see in the number of views that way less people are interested. And that's okay, I don't have a problem with it. After all, this is a make something channel, play with machines channel, and that's why people come and watch these videos. Now, I don't make any promises, but I hope that next week I can show you the completion of this chuck mounted on a stand, and we'll see, no promise.